Good morning, friends. It's your pal Madge. And today we are going to talk about arranging your flowers so that you can enjoy them in your home. It's been about 10 days since all of these snapdragons started coming in, and my house is full of flowers. And today I want to talk you through how I prep the flowers, how I arrange them, what kind of vases and vessels you might want to use, basically everything that you need to know to bring your flowers inside and get as much enjoyment from them as you can. You can see behind me that the first flush of snapdragons is almost done in the lilac and the yellow varieties, but these beautiful guys have just started coming in. These are the apple blossoms, and they maybe my favorite. I don't know, I say that about every flower. But I noticed on these ones especially, and on some of the yellow ones, there's little teeny tiny bugs that like to hide in here. I think they're particularly drawn to light colored flowers. So before I take these inside, I learned a little trick for getting the bugs off that I wanted to share with you now. So I've got 2 buckets of water here. One has just a little bit of dish soap in it, not that much, and the other one is clean water. So I'm just going to dip the whole flower in here and give it a good swish because, there's a lot of nooks and crannies on snapdragons that those bugs can hide in. And most of the bugs will fall off in this soapy water. And then I'm going to rinse off the soapy water in the clean water. And there we go. I don't see any more bugs. Amazing. While I am cleaning all the bugs off of these flowers, let me tell you a little bit about how I make sure these flowers will stay nice for as long as possible. First off, I harvest in the morning. If I can't get to them in the morning, I can also do it in the evening, but not in the heat of the day when they're beat up by the sun. When I go out to harvest, I take a bucket full of cool water and I've been putting a few splashes of a liquid flower preservative in there. It really makes a big difference in keeping them nice for a longer time. Then we'll let them sit in a cool place for a couple of hours and get used to not being attached to a plant any longer. Then, of course, we want to make sure the leaves are stripped off so that they're not sitting in the water and getting gross. And when we arrange them, we want to make sure to arrange them in fresh water with, again, a little bit of flower preservative in it. And every couple of days, hoik the arrangement out, trim off the bottom inch of the stems, refresh the water and the preservative, and they'll be good for a long time. All right, these snapdragons are prepped. Ah, it's so many bugs. Yeesh. Now, before we get into prepping our Bells of Ireland, I wanted to update you on some really fun things that are happening on the deck these days. First and foremost, we have buds on our Lysianthus. This is so exciting. We planted these together in my very first YouTube video, and I think we might have some flowers very soon. I'm not sure that we can say the same thing about the ranunculus that we also planted in that video. The temperatures are going to be really hot over the next few days, and ranunculus don't really like that. So we have a couple of little buds here, but I'm not sure if they're going to make it. I put some shade cloth over them, so I'm trying to give them a fighting chance, but we'll just have to see how it goes. I got my fingers crossed though, because I want to get at least one. Over here, we've got some calendula that are coming in, looking really pretty, and this cherry caramel phlox is unstoppable. I have just been harvesting it all week. Incredible. This is the honey Dijon rose, and she just put out 4 blooms. They're all perfect. This is the sleeper hit of the summer. Back here, our lime tree and our lemon tree are both looking really good and blooming. And I repotted this Thunbergia vine and sweet potato vine plant. It was kind of struggling. It was in a smaller pot. So I put it in a much bigger one. I actually put it in a self-watering pot because this thing's a beast and it needs a lot of water. But I'm obsessed with it. It's so pretty. Yeah, need to grow these every single year. And these are the Thunbergias that I started from seed. They were struggling for a while, but they are really filling in now along the railing on the steps to the deck. Look at that color, the peach and the pink all mixed together. The white ones are gorgeous too. I'm in love. This is our sweet baby Coco Loco Rose. These are what the buds look like new, and they totally change color by the time it's done blooming. Truly amazing stuff. Okay, Bells of Ireland time. Look at these things. They are so weird. I love them so much. Freaking cool. But they have all these extra leaves on them, and I don't know, they don't add much to the bouquet, in my opinion. So I'm going to remove them. You do need to be careful because they have spikes. So we're going to get really hot weather here in Pittsburgh this week. It's going to be like 98. And I think that the bells are not particularly going to like that. I'm going to try to harvest most of them today because they're so precious. I don't want them to go to waste. Look at that. So cool. And it smells so good. It's like a very grassy green apple kind of smell. Gorgeous. I have been trying to grow Bells of Ireland for 3 years now, and this is the first time I've ever really had any success. And that's because I used a technique called winter sowing, which we'll talk about more when it becomes winter. But it's basically just chucking your seeds in a jug and sticking them outside and let them grow whenever they feel like growing. As you can see, it's taking me a minute to take all of these leaves off, but honestly, it's a beautiful morning. I'm drinking my tea, I'm listening to birds, I'm not on my phone. It's a nice way to spend some time. And at the end, you end up with these really unusual, beautiful flowers that you can then go inside and play with. So let's get to arranging. Here is what I have to work with today. And when I look at these, the first thing that is calling out to me is that honey Dijon rose. I see it sitting there in the middle of the screen with those dark purple sweet peas. And I know immediately that that is the first arrangement that I want to make. I'm using a little spherical pink vase that I got from IKEA, which is a fantastic place to find vases. And I add in a few little cherry phlox because the purple centers look really, really cute next to the sweet peas. And I really like this arrangement. I like how the colors are playing together. I like how the small opening at the top of the vase is really working to hold the stems upright so they're not flopping around all over the place. And yeah, this is a super cute, tiny little arrangement, perfect for a bathroom or a bedside table or your coffee table or to give to a friend. Now I am playing with the big flowers, and you'll notice I have a much bigger vase with a much bigger opening at the top. It seems like common sense, but when I first started arranging, I would often just put a couple of stems in a big vase and they'd be flopping around, and I would not be happy with how it looked. So it makes sense to take a minute to think about the size and the number of flowers that you have and the size of the vessel that you're going to use. In general, you want to fill a vessel, cram as many flowers in there as you can, and it's going to look amazing. So if you only have a couple of stems, put them in a Coke bottle. If you have a lot of stems to work with, that's when you can get out your big vase and do some really big, fancy stuff. And of course, rules are made to be broken, so do whatever you like. This is just a good place to start. Now, what is speaking to me here is the Bells of Ireland because they have such a great structure. So I put those in first because they're going to kind of form the scaffolding for everything else that I'm going to put in this arrangement. And I'm really digging the pink and the white alongside that really gorgeous spring green of the Bells of Ireland. So I'm going to start with the pink and the white snapdragons in amongst those bells. You can see with each stem, I'm sort of taking it, I'm gauging how tall it is compared to the rest of the stems in the arrangement. And if it is a little bit too tall, like a little bit out of proportion with everything else that's going on in the vase, I'm going to snip it down and make it a little bit shorter. And I've got all the pink snapdragons in there now. So the next color that I'm thinking will look really cute with these is this dark burgundy purplish Madame Butterfly Snapdragon. And I only have a few of these, so I'm going to snip them down and I'm going to sort of feature them together more at the front of this arrangement. Now, not all arrangements need to have a front and a back, but mine usually do. So you can make that decision for yourself. All right, now I'm starting to add in some lavenders, and I'm liking the way that looks. The lavender is a nice contrast with the green while also coordinating really beautifully with the pinks. So I'm going to add my few lavenders in here, and some of the stems are shorter. So again, I'm going to use those more in the front of the arrangement. So I keep adding lavender snapdragons to this arrangement, and I feel like it's looking really cute. I'm really enjoying it, but it's a big vase and I have a lot more room and I have a lot more flowers. So let me see how I feel about this yellow one. It's beautiful, don't get me wrong, but I'm not really feeling it for this arrangement. I think it might be because I've had so many yellow and lavender snapdragons this week that I've just made a bunch of arrangements that are mostly yellow and lavender. And I want to play with a different color story now. On another day, I might have totally included that yellow one and a bunch more. But for today, I'm going to stick with the pink, purple, and green color story. I'm really liking the way this one looks, and it's feeling almost done, but I want to add a few little finishing touches. I happen to have a couple of these pink Thunbergia vines that came off when I was repotting that big plant on my deck earlier in the day, and I'm going to try them in this arrangement and see how long they last. Spoiler, they lasted a good 3 days, which I love. And the vines trailing out of the arrangement add a really cute, whimsical sense of movement to the arrangement. So, yeah, I'm going to be using those again for sure. And for the final little finishing touch, I'm going to add in a few of these little floxes. The colors look great with what I have in there already, very harmonious. And I like the different texture that it brings to the arrangement. Since I have fewer of them and the stems are a lot shorter than the bigger ones in the vase, I'm just going to tuck them in the front alongside those darker snapdragons to make a little focal moment right at the front of the arrangement. I'm just going to give it one last little zhuzh, make sure all of the flowers are pointing the way that feels the best to me. And here is the final arrangement. I love her. I think she's so pretty. And I'm really going to enjoy looking at her for the next week or so. And with the rest of the flowers I have on hand, I'm just putting those together into smaller containers. So honestly, nothing looks better to me than just a little jam jar with a handful of sweet peas in it. Sweet peas don't tend to last as long as other flowers in arrangements, so it makes sense to me just to put them together. Plus, it really concentrates the smell, and the smell of sweet peas is incredible. If you have never enjoyed it, you got to get your face in some. It's the best. I still have a handful of really beautiful snapdragons after all the ones that we arranged already. So I am putting them together in this tall, skinny vintage vase that I picked up years ago at a thrift store. Another amazing place to get unique, beautiful vases. And I'm just arranging these like I always do. I'm making sure that the stem lengths make sense with each other. I am distributing the colors, and this arrangement turns out to be super cute. You kind of can't go wrong with fresh flowers, whether you grew them, whether you picked them up at Trader Joe's or from a farmer's market. It's kind of hard to make them not look good. It's mostly just about what your eye prefers. And to me, this last little yellow and lavender arrangement of the season is just about perfect. So, friends, here are the arrangements that we made together today. I love them all so much. And honestly, if there's a better way to spend an afternoon than this, someone's going to have to let me know what that is. So I hope you have enjoyed playing with some flowers with me today. I hope you get to play with some flowers yourself. And if you need me, I will be sitting here sniffing my sweet peas until we meet again. Have a wonderful week, friends. I'll look forward to seeing you next time. Bye for now.